Okay, today's lesson is about synovial joints. So what we need to know by the end of this lesson is the name of each synovial joint and explain the movement that occurs at each joint. So the context of this lesson is based a little bit on our previous lessons in school, which was about the short-term effects of exercise. One of those was that we said that we get an increased amount of synovial fluid around the joints to allow for increased movement. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to research what a synovial joint is. Can you put your definition in this section here, please? The next bit that you have to do is you have to be able to describe movements that happen at some of these synovial joints. Okay, so we have adduction, abduction, rotation, flexion, and extension. So what you have to do is you have to go and find a definition or a description of what these movements would look like if they were happened at any synovial joints. Now, not all of these movements can happen at each joint, okay? And that's what you're going to look at next. So you've got 4 joints that you're going to have to give a description about that movement. So we've got the elbow joint, the knee joint, the hip joint, and the shoulder joint. Okay? So if you take elbow joint for an example, okay, it is a synovial joint, and from here the main movements are flexion and extension. So a description of that would be, if I was extending my elbow, my arm would be in a straight line, okay, and when I flex it, I can bring it up to a 90-degree angle, and this would look as though you were doing a bicep flex. Okay. Now what you also need to do is you need to do that for your knee joint, your hip joint, and your shoulder joint. Okay. You should be able to give at least 2 movements that happen at each joint, and if possible, can you say what muscles would be being used during these movements? So for example, during flexion and extension, it's the bicep and the tricep. Okay. Can you try to apply that for knee, hip, and shoulder?